All right, if you're back, welcome back. If you're not, welcome in. I'm going to be doing a reading on that tour that Usher and what's his name, Chris Brown are going to be doing. I want to see we're just going to do a general reading, but I want to see what's going on with it cuz it does seem like an odd choice. Okay. Hang. So it is covering for something. I had a suspicion about that the tour itself is supposed to be a cover for something. So on Usher's part, it's supposed to be something that's rejuvenating for him. On Chris Brown's part, he's just doing what he says. Um, but it is meant to cover. It is meant to cover specific people, specific groups. And the work and the stories that we see coming out of the tour are going to be like distractions. Okay. How does Usher really feel about this overall? Having to do this with Chris Brown. Oh, well. Stifling creativity. Just go with it. Ultimately, I'll come out on top. Okay, friend. But he's going to realize that it's going to take a whole lot of work, and his reputation isn't going to um, reach the heights that he thought it would. People are going to participate in the tour, mind you. Like, this tour is going to do well. Well, I haven't read that yet, but I assume that the tour is going to do well. But his reputation is not going to recover. It's not going to recover. He's going to pretend to be okay with that. But yeah, he's not going to get back to it. After this, we're not going to see Usher for a very long time. We're not going to see him around that much anymore. Is he paying off debt? That could explain it. That's why he's just like, oh, whatever happens, it's okay. Because at least his debt is going away. But I don't know if he has debt or not. But his energy is very much giving grin and bear it. As for Chris Brown, how does he feel about doing this and doing it with Usher? One more time. Oh, we no like. We upset. We feel put upon. This is the opposite of what I got with Usher. He does not feel like he's in control in any way. I don't think he's making that much money off this. I I'm going to ask a more pointed question in a second, but he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to like travel. He doesn't want that experience. He's tired. He is beat. And he feels like he has to keep doing all this work with very little to show for it. And like somebody else is in control of what happens here. Not him. Yeah, We're not happy. Yeah, he doesn't feel like it's going in his favor, and he's right, it's not. I don't know what his personal life is like, but this is a deeply unhappy person. All right, so, oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the tripod. As a more pointed question, is this tour meant to be like some sort of a distraction for certain people? Is Chris Brown a pawn? Like, what's happening here? Okay. Yeah. You go when I say go. Because I dictate. Yeah, get over it. He's being used very strategically. And that's why his rewards are not fulfilling for him. Because he does want freedom. And he does want to move in a very specific way. But however, I don't know how, but however, he's being told, you move when I say, when I tell you to dance, you dance. Kind of energy. And you don't like it? Oh, well, that's too bad. Um, yeah, at least that's for Chris. So maybe it's not. Oh, no, it is. Okay. It is for certain ends. It is to take from people. Not just taking money, but taking something else. Okay. Yeah, but he is being used. And he doesn't have a say. And frankly, a lot of people aren't too bothered by that because he's such a butthole. Like the people that care, that could care, they're just like, you know what I mean? It's just like maybe if you were a good person, I would be trying harder to help you in this situation, but you're not. He makes a really good scapegoat, I've noticed. We're gonna ask how the tour's gonna do. How's the tour gonna do? How's the tour gonna go? Actually, I want this deck. How's the tour gonna go? Okay. Standard. Nothing spectacular or innovative. It's a lot of people are going to be confused by its existence, but they're going to go to it. They're going to go to it thinking they're going to get something new. It's not going to happen. And there's some sort of there's a trade-off happening here. Some sort of trade-off behind the scenes. I think, and this is without doing any research because I don't like doing research, and also some celebrities irritate me. But I think this might have something to do with maybe debts that Usher has. And so, like, the trade off that he's getting from this is this tour that's going to help him with those debts. And I think whatever Chris Brown is doing or has done in the past, he's so deep in the hole that he just has to do what they say. Change in the wind. Also, it doesn't matter if these cards are upside down in this deck. I need to stop saying that. I trust y'all. This is going to change public opinion on Usher. That makes sense. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be like, why are y'all doing this right now? What are y'all doing? It's going to cause, the fact that the tour is happening in general is already causing speculation. What are y'all doing? Why are y'all doing this now? And it's going to be very standard, very typical. There's no reason to do it because it's going to look like any other tour ever. But this is going to help Usher financially. significantly more than a lot of things have in the past. Um, yeah. Ultimately, it's not going to be looked upon favorably, but people are definitely still going to go. Like, if it's helping him to this degree, that means people are showing up. So it's not going to do badly. Okay. There are some topics I don't go into because I don't feel good going into them. So when it comes to like behind the scenes things that I start to feel kind of iffy about, I might not speak up on that so quick. I might just keep it shut. Um, what else? What is going on? What is going on with like the way that they're managing Chris Brown? What is that? Do I want this deck for that? Sure, it'll work. What is going on with that? Ugh. Okay. So we got you by the balls, bruh. And if you want to keep all this and you want to stay safe, you better shuck and jive. you be- you better break out them shoes. You better break out this shoe. I don't know if this is management or if this is like at an executive level and they've just all made the decision about him. But it's like, no, you can't be comfortable. We don't want to like treat you fairly. You're going to be our puppet essentially. He could have chose not to do this. He could have chose to disappear, but that, yeah. Yeah, he could have chose to disappear, but he knew he knew it was going to affect his entire life, and he also knew that he was just too arrogant to say no. So he's also mad at himself. Yep. And we just keep going. We just keep going. Eventually, one day, they might not need him, and that's when he disappears. That's when he does whatever. I don't mean disappear like, I don't mean that. I mean like, we just won't see him anymore. Yeah. Okay, that's what we got going on there. How's Usher going to do afterwards? I do think he's going to disappear, but let's see. Sometimes a more pointed question gets to the truth of things. One of my friends was going over that a little bit with me because I forgot and I needed that lesson again. Okay. He's going to have to do very specific things in a very specific order to not be ostracized by the general public. Because people are going to show up to this show, mind you. But those people also believe they are good people. And they're also not the one on stage with Chris Brown. So they're still going to judge him for doing it. It's very much get your ducks in a row right now and decide on what after the career is going to look like. And if you can't reach a conclusion to that, or you can't reach a decision for that, and you can't plan out exactly how you're going to move afterwards, you are going to be ostracized. And he's thinking heavy on it. He doesn't know what he wants to do yet. But this is looming because he's not picking. He's not picking a side. Not picking a side is picking a side. And people are going to note that. They might show up to the tour, but they're going to look at Usher and be like, okay, but you didn't have to do that. Yep. But there, at least for him, there is hope. There is the possibility of this playing out well and him coming out a little bit more unscathed, especially since he's a man. a lot of the women that work with Chris Brown, uh, it doesn't turn out very well for them for their careers. But with Usher, it might be different because he is a man. Okay. All right. That's what I got for them. I don't even need to know how people are going to respond to it. I already know. All right. I feel like that's everything. So, thanks for tuning into the reading. Check you guys later. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I just did it again. Well, whatever. Here. But I hope you guys have a great time. What else? Clean off your tables. Clean the crumbs and things off your tables. Wash your socks. And drink your water. Have a great day.